G'day, Josh here, and we are back with a very exciting Chess Rush video. I am back on the test server or the early access server, so thank you to Tencent for giving me access to some early preview content so that I can share it with the community. I'm very excited. I have gone through and written down a list of everything that I think has changed, and we're going to go through it in no particular order, I guess just the order at which I discovered it, and have a look at all of the new content coming very soon. And there is a lot. There is quite a lot. I was quite surprised. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be added to the game in terms of new gameplay, a new mode, lots of new customizations, some changes to certain heroes, a new hero, some changes to class combo effects, things like that. So there's lots to dive into, and we're going to start with what I think are new achievements. Now, I have to remember, it's up here. It's this little icon up here. So let's go ahead and click on that. Now, because we are on the early access or preview server, a lot of the localization hasn't been finished yet. So a lot of this stuff is not in English. It's just in Chinese, which unfortunately I do not read. So I don't actually know 100% at this point what any of this stuff says. But obviously, if you can read Chinese, you'll be able to work that out. I will show you each of these windows anyway, but as far as I'm aware, this appears to be a bunch of achievements that you can unlock by or challenges or those sorts of things as you play through the game. The different shield icons indicate different types of achievements. So you can see different icons indicating different things there. So that is... And I think here is probably where you can showcase those achievements. Now, I also believe that if you go into your profile, you see them here as well. So there does definitely appear to be something to do with achievements or something like that in the game. So if you can read Chinese, I would love to know in more detail exactly what some of that content might actually be. Now, another small change that I will touch on is if we go into Quest, this is where you've got your daily quest, this is where you've got Guru's Trial, and you also have your levels, and that has been updated as well. So your levels now look way better in my opinion. They now show as a bunch of chests, and once again the current wording is in Chinese, so I'm not entirely sure what it all says, but this is important. It goes, I think level 30 was the cap, right? Level 30 is where it used to stop. And you can see here, this is what you add. Oh, you get Gashapon shards. Okay, now we're cooking. So gold in that one. Looks like when you get to significant milestones, it looks like that's the style of chess. Significant milestones have better rewards, including Gashapon shards. So that is very exciting. So let's have a look at just how high up the level system now goes, because I know that obviously this is not my real account. This is just a preview account, but on my real account, I have tons of XP cards, so I'm looking forward to getting the chance to use those again as this goes. I'm assuming it goes to 100. This goes a long way. There we go. What do we have in the level 1? You actually get a Gashapon token in the level 100 gift pack, and that is a nice looking crate, chest, or whatever you want to call it there as well. So that is a quick overview of the leveling system. Once again, I can't read that, but for those that can, there it is. Feel free to pause the video and have a look through there. Now, if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you may have already noticed we have a new game mode. I'm not 100% sure on what it's called. I think it's called Treasure Arena, and this icon actually gives a little bit of a clue about exactly what this game mode is. Currently, it's replacing Treasurator. So Treasurator has become Treasure Arena, and it is available in a casual mode and in a custom mode as well. And I'm going to jump into the custom mode to show it off. So let's go ahead. We're going to start a bot match here. There we go. We automatically add 4 bots. We're going to hit start and we're going to queue into a Treasure Arena game. And there's 2 significant differences in this game mode. The first being one of the ways in which you can select items, and the second being essentially an item upgrade tree, which is very, very exciting. So hopefully I get the chance to show that off in game. Now, please do excuse the slight lag. I'm playing on an emulator, which isn't optimized, so the game won't appear as smoothly as it normally would. Let's just go ahead and grab those two hunters because they're right there. We'll throw them out on the board. All of this looks very, very similar. We're gonna play the creeps. We're gonna get some items drop out of the creeps, and I'm hoping that I get two of the same item, because there's something that I would love to show you in terms of the item upgrades that are now available. And also when we get to round 3, there's something that's very interesting as well. All right, so let's go ahead and fingers crossed. Okay, we're just gonna get the one item, so we're not gonna get a duplicate here. Actually, that's not entirely true. We do get 3 items, and we actually get to keep all these 3 items. This is not like treasure raider. We actually get to keep all those 3 items. What else do we want here? Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Cyborg. Cyborg and what? If you can read Chinese, you already know. But we won't grab that just yet. Let's go ahead and put Nightingale out on the board and beat up on the Forest Robbers as well. We're not gonna equip any items just yet. I want to keep them all in the chest to easily track if I get any duplicates. And I'm just going to try and remember what I've got. So we've got some items that you definitely recognize, Spellbane Staff, and if I click on them, what they do is a little bit different now. They don't stack like they used to. And we've got this, I think this is, so we've got a greatsword there as well. I think this is one of the Treasure Raider items. So we just got the one item from that creep round, which is the same. Now, it might be after this round that this happens. So let's go ahead and grab another rider there. Get 2 riders out on the board. I'll swap their position around. Now we don't have any duplicate. Oh no, we do have a duplicate item. Okay, let's go ahead and equip our first Spellbane Staff, the Templar Knight, and then equip a second. And all of a sudden, you have an upgrade, and you can choose what you want to do. Increase ability damage, ability ignites. Let's do that. Let's take Blazing Edge, and all of a sudden, we have a Blazing Edge sword on our Templar Knight, whose ability now ignites target for 3 seconds, dealing magic damage equal to 30% of ability damage. Now, obviously, that's not great on Templar Knight, so we'll actually go and equip that to a new hero that might have an enemy targeting ability, because Templar Knight provides a shield for one of your own heroes, so it doesn't do a whole lot on Templar Knight. And all of our other heroes currently have passives. So let's go ahead, we'll use General Puffer, how about that? So we'll swap out General Puffer right there. We're gonna give him the Blazing Edge, and now whenever he targets an enemy, all of a sudden he's dealing them ignite damage essentially for 3 seconds, doing magic damage equal to 30% of his ability damage. So we got to choose what that upgrade was, which is really, really powerful. You mitigate a bit of your item luck now. You might get items that aren't necessarily suited to your build, but you can stack them, and then you have options to choose the item that's going to be best suited for your build. Now, at some point, and I thought it was round 3, but I must have incorrectly remembered that it'll be after this round, or maybe after the next round, we're going to get the other thing that I want to show you that's brand new. As we take a loss to one of the high-rolling bots here, which is totally fine. I'm not really looking to play the game. Here we go. Here it is here. So now we have the item wheel. Now, it's done in pairs, and it's done in reverse order. So currently we're going, what are we going to grab? We want to grab maybe some armor so we can double stack. I think we already had some armor, so we're going to try and double stack some armor. So there's our item. We've chosen our item. We walk through it. And now the top 2 go and make their selection. Obviously, if there were 8, it would start with the bottom 2, the next 2, and so on and so forth. Now we should have 2. Ooh, grab another rider there. Why not? We should have. We'll do that.
Oh, demon!
Yes, we've got 2 defensive armor. So now we can go ahead and put one of those armors on Templar Knight. Equip, and once again we double equip, and all of a sudden we have a choice to make. Gain 60 armor and deals 100 magic damage, freezes a random enemy. Oh my goodness, that sounds crazy. Let's go ahead and take the freezing crystal. And all of a sudden, once again, we've got a legendary item equipped on our Templar Knight, a freezing crystal. So one of these random enemies, this one here, look at that. Scourge is frozen for 5 seconds, can't do anything. So you actually really want to double up on your items all of a sudden, and you can really focus in and choose upgrades that are going to be super beneficial for the type of build that you're going for. What this does mean though is because items don't stack like they used to, is you may not want to actually upgrade them too early. You might want to wait until you've locked into a build before you actually do commit to that. And you'll also notice that warriors do have a new icon here, and there are 10 of them. There are 10 warriors. You can see the ground smasher has become a warrior, and we'll get to that shortly as well. So I'm pretty sure that is everything that I wanted to show you in game. Obviously, we could play for a lot longer and go into more detail about all of the new items and explore lots and lots of those things, but we're not going to do that. We're going to quit out of this game. That essentially shows you exactly what I wanted to, the new content in a new game mode, and I'm really, really excited about the way that items work in Treasure Arena now. That is very, very exciting, and that interests me a lot more than Treasure Raider used to. I love the unique items, but the ability to upgrade them and choose like that is absolutely incredible. Now, the next thing that I would like to show you, and once again, I don't know what that says, but this is another way. It looks like you start off here, another way to earn, you can see the arrows going around this way, another way to earn in-game customizations. Now, clicking on most of these won't do a whole lot apart from the map. This is the one that I clicked on, is just the temporary, I think it might be like a 3-day or a 7-day trial version. But look at how good this map looks. This is obviously an underwater landscape, and it looks incredible. You have aquamarine life swimming around. This is amazing. They've done a really, really good job with this. The air bubbles floating up to the surface. It looks incredible. I am incredibly impressed with how cool that map is, or that board is. You've got a whole bunch of other items. I believe that is actually a bench upgrade. That one there is a gold chest, I think. That is a new crate. That's a new item crate or item chest. That's a pearl in a clam. XP cards. This is a watermark for your board, a Misfortune watermark. You get a Season 1 chest soul badge. What else have we got here? That's a flower. I think that's the underwater flower for the little customization on the board. Some chest soul points. That's the permanent board. You also get yourself whatever the theme is. That's the frame for it. That is another customization. One of the flower customizations, as is... Ooh, hang on. We'll come back to that in a second. As is that. Then also you get another watermark. That's a pirate ship watermark, and 10 of those. And I'm not entirely sure what those are. So if you know, please let me know in the comments down below. Now, what did I click on to get to where I was? I was in the middle of the board. Once again, I'm not entirely sure how to earn these, but I know what they are. It's another board, and I'll show you that in a second. It's amazing. It's another set of, it's another bench upgrade, essentially, a different way to style your bench. That's another item chest. It's a lamp on a little floating pillow, and that's a very, very nice looking avatar frame. But let's go ahead and click on, I don't think clicking on these does anything other than bringing up that text, but this one, look at how good this board looks. This is my favorite board in the game so far. I absolutely love this. It's not going to be for everyone, but it absolutely is for me. I'm a massive, massive fan of this board. I don't know how to unlock it yet, but I can't wait to try and go in-game to get that board. Something that looks like a luck meter there as well. Once again, I'm not sure what that says because it is in Chinese, but I will bring all of this stuff up. There's the ability to buy these tokens, silver and gold. The silver ones are worth, at least in the early access server, 80 vouchers. I think it's 200 vouchers for the gold. I'm not entirely sure how you progress through, whether it's a random spin or not. We'll have to wait and see. That gives you an indication of percentages by the looks of it. The rarer items will have a 1% chance of being obtainable. And I imagine the rarer items, probably the board, the avatar frame, maybe the item chest, maybe whatever that is. We'll have to wait and see. So that is a whole ton of new customizations. Now, let's actually jump in and we'll start with the boards. So we saw the two boards. The first one's called Game of the Brave and the second one is called Atlantis. But let's actually click on one of the boards that we have. Let's just use the base board and let's show off what some of these new customizations actually look like. So here is the Genie item chest. That is fantastic. I love the look of that. Here is the Pearl in a clamshell item chest. Would love to see that open, but I don't think we have the ability to preview that, unfortunately. Then the new watermarks. There's the Misfortune watermark. There is... I'm not entirely sure what that means. Once again, if you know, please let me know in the comments down below. And there is the pirate ship watermark. How is that one actually obtainable? How is that? So it is obtainable from here. We just didn't see it there, but I'm thinking maybe there's different islands. Maybe we're just on the first island, or I'm not entirely sure how this works, to be totally honest. So I cannot wait to figure it out though. I'm very, very excited. So that is the new watermarks. Then we go back and show off some of these new flowers. That is the underwater. No, maybe not. That's not an underwater one. That's just a regular flower with a beautiful little golden butterfly. Then we've got this awesome looking Venus flytrap like plant. That is hilarious. And I also love this cactus as well with a flower hat on its head. And I think they're the only new ones. Everything else there is already in game. And then finally the bench upgrade. So there's the jungle bench. There is the Halloween bench. And now we get to, I guess, what would be called the Atlantis bench. And whatever that bench is. But it looks crazy. It looks real crazy. So I'm not entirely sure how to unlock that one. I think once again it's back here. Maybe as we were looking at on one of these other islands or other areas you have to get to. We'll have to figure that out. I'm not entirely sure at this point. I'm assuming this piece moves around the board somehow. Oh, there is how you get that one. The piece is starting on that one. Interesting. Very interesting. I can't wait to figure out exactly how we unlock those. Now, next on my list, let's go and jump into the hero book. And you can see her already. Her name is Protostar. And she's called Protostar because her shield actually becomes a star as she levels up. Now, she is a void and a new class, and I believe the class is called Tank. So I'm not entirely sure what it does yet in terms of having 2 or 3 of them, but there's only 3 of them in game, and we can show you what they are. So we have... Ground Smasher's not a warrior. It must have been Steelfist it was a warrior. So we have Protostar... We have Ground Smasher and we have War Machine T3000 that have all gone and become tanks. You'll notice now there are no engineers. Engineers are gone. There's only cyborgs. And if we click on this, the cyborg, so Bionic Ninja is still a cyborg assassin as we wait for his, there it is, there it loaded. Miss Supersonic is now a sorcerer. Steel Fist is now a warrior. Ground Smasher is a tank. Stalker Drone is still a hunter. Joey is now a sorcerer. So sorcerers now have a legendary, and War Machine, of course, is now that new tank class. So if we click off Cyborg, that means a few things. Number one, warriors now have 10 heroes because of Steel Fist. It also means sorcerers have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, I went back. I didn't want to do that. Oh, I think I hit the wrong thing. I should have hit the X. We'll jump back in there. So let's go sorcerers. I think they have 9 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, so where's the Dark Mage gone? Hold on. Apocalypse used to be a legendary sorcerer. What has he become? We have to find out. There's definitely been some changes, and there's probably going to be ones that I miss, but let me know if you see anything that I have missed. Where is... Oh! Now that is interesting. So the Dark Mage has been replaced by Joey. So we've lost our undead sorcerer. I'm not entirely sure if he'll be back. He's just probably holidaying with Totem Face at this point. But it does mean that finding a legendary cyborg is a little bit easier, as now there's only 5 legendaries again. We're back down to 5 legendaries. So that is interesting. So Undead has actually lost a hero. So now they'll only have 5, I imagine. Yes, just the 5. So lots and lots of changes. Now, I believe some of these abilities have also changed. So Demon, for instance, here we go. Its attack also causes its target to take 10% more damage for 5 seconds. So that is new for demons. We've also got 2 and now 3 Void because of our new Protostar being a Void. I'm not sure what 3 Void does at this point, but it's a lot easier to get 2 Void now. So all of a sudden, decreasing a random enemy's max health by 50% is pretty viable, as you only need a 1 and a 3 cost hero to get 2 Voids. So that low key might be a solid secondary combo midway through the game. I believe elves, yes, look at this. Increases the evasion of all ally, I think that's elf units, by 20% when you have 6 different units from the elf faction deployed. So I don't even know how that ties in, but it looks like they get extra dodge there. Keep in mind, this is preview server stuff, so it's not all set in stone. The human stuff here, I think... Well, no, I think that's new too. I think having the chance to... No, that is the same. I don't think there's any changes there. What about warriors? Of course, we've got 10 warriors now. I think that's the same. So we're just going to take a random sampling here. I think warlock is the same. I'll bring up, let's hit the X here. I'll bring up the tank combo once again for those that can read Chinese. I'm not sure what 2 and 3 tanks do, but there it is. If you know, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love that. Now, before we do exit out of the hero book, let's go back to the very start. I would like to just read through. I'm not sure what this skill description is called, but I can give you some more information on it. So, when her ability activates, and I don't know the cooldown time, but I do know that when it activates, she will hold her shield high for 4 seconds, reducing incoming damage by 40%, 50%, or 60%, depending on her star rating, and she'll also reflect 25% of the incoming damage back to the attacking enemy. So that is very, very powerful as a defensive ability. So she's going to be a very solid frontline unit. Obviously, being a tank class, that makes a lot of sense. So that is very, very exciting. Actually, I just want to click on that, see if there's anything new in there. I don't think there is, and that confirms it, but it's always worth checking as well. All right, so we've discussed a lot of class, combo, changes, new hero, adjustments, all sorts of things. And there's going to be things that I've missed. I'm not doing a complete deep dive at this stage in this video. This is more of a general overview of what's new. We might do like a meta-focused breakdown video once we actually see the live content drop on the global server and we know 100% what the final numbers are and if combos have been adjusted, so on and so forth. The next thing that I want to touch on is actually back in customizations, and I think it's under character. This one here, voice. You actually now have the ability to set voice emotes in game. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be visible or hearable or not. Let me just see. So once again, I don't know what these say other than clicking on them and listening to them. So you can obviously figure it out that way because they are in English when you play them. But you can go through and you can customize all of your different voice emotes that are, I believe, are tied to the character you currently have selected. You can have some mode specific ones as well. So that is really cool. Once again, I don't know what these different variants are. I guess they're different types of voice emotes, but the fact that you can now have your graffiti style emotes or your icon emotes, your emojis, I guess, so you can still update those here. Your emoticons, they're called in game. You can still adjust your emoticons. You can now have voice emotes as well in game. That is really, really cool, and I think a very nice addition as well. The next thing, which I wasn't able to show you in game, but I will go back here. Stinger. So if we look for assassins, we'll go undead. So we're just looking at Stinger. She actually has a brand new animation when she crits in game, and I will leave you to discover what that looks like, but it's quite nice. It's not a massive thing. It's just a slight upgrade in terms of design, but it's a fantastic touch, and I was quite impressed when I saw that in game. Now, another thing that I want to show you before we get to what I believe is the final thing is the ability now. So we saw that. Let's go back to our profile. Click on our profile picture here. You can see it here. Titles. Now, before we get to that, I will show you one other thing. I'll show you some of the upcoming avatar frames. Not entirely sure how to get all these. And these are the new ones. So we saw some of these available in that little prize area, whatever that was. But there's lots of new ones here. And they look fantastic. They look to be mode based on the icons there. And they look very, very nice. So not sure how to get them all, but definitely some upcoming avatar frames. Now this is an in-game title that will show above your username when you are in-game. Veteran, there'll be some sort of method of unlocking that. Obviously, Classic Champ, Turbo Master, that's the one that I would like to get. and these might be obtained by achieving king rank. I'm not entirely sure. Dynamic duo, so obviously to do with co-op. You the real MVP, I would imagine, is squad clash based, and then Guru, which is actually is that the only animated one? That is very, very cool. I'm not entirely sure how you get that one either, but the fact that there's now these in-game titles so you can show off your skills a little bit more in-game, I'm a massive fan of, so I really, really enjoy that. Now, while we're actually here looking at this, that has prompted me, is there a way, so let me now just quickly check season 2. Is there a way to see if there's any additions to what you unlock at king rank now? Let me see if I can explore this. I did have a look in here, but I wasn't able to see anything. But what do you get at the end of the season for getting king? How do we work that out? Oh, it might be here, season high tier reward. So I think it's still just gold. Okay, so I'm not entirely sure how to unlock those titles. There doesn't seem to be any changes in here at this point. It's still the same stuff. So that's fine. That is fine. No stress. Some very, very exciting stuff. And what I believe to be the final... let me just check all of the items here. There's nothing new in any of those. Nothing new there. There is nothing new in these. This is all just your same old stuff. Let me just click on here. I don't think there's anything new here. I think this is all the same stuff that's currently in game as well. Maybe some slightly different things here, but essentially the same. So there's no new stuff there. So I think we have everything covered apart from Guild Wars, which has actually already been spoiled by the official Chess Rush social media accounts. And once again, a lot of this is in Chinese, so I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I believe it's to do with this screen. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how Guild Wars is going to work, but all this stuff is currently in game and it's the same. So there's no changes there. So I'm not entirely sure how Guild Wars will work. What is that little chest? Ooh, that's new. I'm not sure how to earn those, but that does seem to be new. So I imagine that Guild Wars will have something to do with this aspect down here, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I can't confirm that. There is this new icon, this new currency icon up here that I imagine it's based on, and I better click on each of these chests just to show you what you do unlock in these as well. Looks like there's some gush upon token shards you can earn, which is awesome, as well as some gold. So that appears to be everything that is new that's coming very, very soon. I don't have an official release date just yet as of the time of recording this video. What else haven't we clicked on? Just to show you there's no other changes in these areas. That's still the same in there. Still the same in the chest soul area as well. The lottery was another one. That's still the same. And I think that's basically it. I think everywhere else we've kind of explored and shown that there's nothing, I went through the settings as well. There's no new settings. That's just the character movement setting, but everything else is the same as well. So I'm really, really excited, and I'm especially excited for the meta changes. The mix up to, or the changes of some of the classes of some of the heroes, the introduction of a new hero and a new class, some of the adjustments to what appears to be some of the combo numbers, some slight changes to void and things like that. So there's some very exciting changes that are hopefully going to mix up the meta quite a bit, and lots of fresh new in-game content that I cannot wait for global release of this update, this pretty significantly sized update, so that we can get in and start exploring all the new content. Let me know in the comments down below what you are most excited for in this upcoming update. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I had a ton of fun exploring through the preview server and discovering all the new stuff that's coming. So once again, thank you to Tencent for giving me this early access so I can bring this content to the community. And if you haven't already hit subscribe, please do so you don't miss out on any future content, and it also does help support my channel. Until next time, I'll see you later.